So here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal avenue we're reaching the skies. Through tarot and starlight we'll always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Woohoo! Hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome here, welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know I've been a little bit of an absence. I've been battling some sort of bug or something, but whatever. I kicked it in its butt, and we are ready to rock and roll. So happy New Year's, everyone. We are celebrating today. Like I got monetized I was monetized on December 5th, but I've been kind of keeping hush hush about it and just kind of like seeing what happens. But now I started this whole 360-day journey. We're going to see what happens when we post every single day. Okay. So I've never been more excited for $2.71 ever in my life. Like I am so super excited that I am officially monetized on YouTube, and I couldn't have done it without each and every single one of y'all. So thank you guys so, so much. So to celebrate, we are doing free 1-card readings. All right. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to pick some decks, and then I'm going to we'll probably have a list. We'll probably have a list, and we will have you guys pick a number between 1 and 20 or something like that, and then we're going to go through, and then we're going to figure out which card that is. So not only will you be able to participate in your own card reading, that way you're part of it. You guys are a part of this. Okay. So the green thing, that's Mr. Hanky that my mom made. It's a neck pillow, and then there's a yip yip, the yip 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 yip, that also my mother made. So thank you guys so much for being here. Hello. Who do we got? We got Tequila Sheila, Jasmina, Marigina, Whacked Crafter, Dino. Is it Dino or Dino? Dino? Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So before we get started, we're going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood, SA, and addiction. All right. And I wrote this whole entire book using my phone and some paper. Like I did a talk to text, and I would talk into my phone. Like I would write stuff down, and then I would talk it into my phone, and then I would go back in and I would edit it. Like I did the entire process, like getting the cover, doing the publishing on Amazon KDP, all of that stuff from this little guy right here. So for those of you out there that think that you need some sort of special software, or you have to have a laptop or this or that in order to accomplish something like publishing an entire book, you absolutely do not. You walk around with that tool in your pocket every single day. Okay. And I share my story because I know what it's like to feel like it's not ever going to get better. Like I am a walking testimony of faith, of trust, of pulling through and coming out of the darkness. So now it's like my turn to pay it forward, to reach in and to help pull as many people out of the darkness as I can. So I'm very vulnerable and honest with my story, because I know a lot of people out there, like they'll tell you like how to go about doing something, but they don't tell you like what they had to go through to get to where they're at right now. So part of my story is extremely embarrassing, and but it's real, and it's honest. All right. And that is in every single one of my description boxes. You could get it on Amazon for $12.12, or you could get a signed copy from me if you email me, or you could get a free copy on my website. And all of that stuff is in the description box down below. Okay. And it goes all the way from the stuff that happened to me when I was a child, to hopping illegal freight trains, running away from home, living on the streets of Las Vegas, Nevada, like being a completely reckless teenager, to being in a punk rock thrash metal band, and finding recovery. All right. So there's all kinds of ups and downs in there. So let's get this party started. Yeah, that's you. You are my mama beans. And a yep. Okay, so who's going first? Who is first? I got my chocolate milk. Not chocolate milk, hot chocolate. All right. So we've got, is it Dino or Dino? Dino? You said me first. All right. So do you have a love question? Do you want a yes or no question? Elizabeth. Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 22. Pick a number between 1 and 22. Love in general. Okay. 21. We're going to use the Sacred Soulmates deck, which my friend Tracy with TRS Tarot Talk 1111, she produced this deck here. So this is called a Sacred Soulmates deck. And we are going to count out, give it a couple shuffles, and then we will count out to card number 21 and see what it says. All right. Thank you for participating. I've seen someone doing this. I was like, wow, that looks like fun. So we're going to try it. Hi, Aries. Hi, Siva. Sir Siva. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Ooh. Is somebody going through some sort of divorce or something? It says, I don't want to lose half of everything. Assets or a block to leaving. Like somebody's stuff, like this could be that your stuff owns you instead of you owning your stuff as well, or that might be somebody else's experience. Maybe somebody has gone through a divorce and they're like really super scared to be attached again because they don't want to lose half of everything that they have like on another relationship. They might be a little bit jaded as far as that goes. Like they might have really lost their butt in a split up before, and they, either you or this other person, could be extremely hesitant to sign away their life again. Like they might be extremely hesitant to want to be in joint bank accounts, or it could just be the fact that, like I have a house, right? And I stay in this town because not only do I own my house, but like my family's here. But a lot of times I'm like, do I own my stuff, or is it my stuff that owns me? Like I have a hard time going other places or trying to find other opportunities because like I technically own the house that I'm in right now. So I'm like, do I really own my stuff, or does my stuff own me? So it could be a case of a person that is really like not to say stuck, because nobody is actually stuck, but they choose to let their surroundings like own them instead of like reaching out. Like they might be scared to start in a new town, or a new, to pick up and leave to go somewhere else. They might just be really scared, or you might be really scared to just pick up and leave somewhere because you are rooted where you're at, right? But we're not trees, so we have 2 feet and we can walk, and we can make those choices. Like all of us are free to make our choices, but we're not free from the consequences of our choices. And this person might be a little bit scared, or you might be scared to jump head first into something because you might have lost it all before. So there's a little bit of hesitation there. So it's weird doing one cards, but we're gonna try to stick to the format. This one card, that was the one card. Okay, so I hope that helps. Thank you so much for participating. And then woohoo, all right, thank you. Okay, you and Julie are keeping a list. Thank you very much. All right, so Marigena is next. And I am celebrating being monetized. I've never been so excited over $2.71 before in my life. I'm super excited. Okay, so all right. And do you want a is this a So pick a number between 1 and we'll say 15. 1 and 15. Five. All right. Number 5. One card. Reading one card is strange for me, so I'm gonna have to keep disciplined. Keep disciplined. This is a discipline of myself. Would you like an oracle card or a tarot card? Hi, Lee Torin. Thank you so much, Siva. An oracle. That's funny because that's what I had in my hand was an oracle card. So perfect. All right. And you said 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It says believe. Believe. Strange encounters. Believe. So there might be, maybe you've been asking for signs and synchronicities where you're like, please, 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 please show me a sign, show me a sign. And then like the universe will come in and like show you a sign, but you're like, but I need a signier sign. You know, you're like, well, that might not have been the correct sign. I need a sign for my sign. So the universe and God, your higher self, your spirits are asking you to have faith and believe. Okay. You are you are guided, you are protected, you are loved, you are being sent signs and synchronicities. But I feel like you might be kind of like, there's no way that the radio answered my question, you know, or there's no way that I was thinking this thought and then like I tripped over something, you know, or there's no way that this is actually truly happening, you know what I mean? So it's saying strange encounters. So believe that there's no such thing as coincidence, that those truly are signs and synchronicities. That is like the more that you talk to the universe, the more the universe will talk to you. Once it knows that you're like, hey, like it's like, whoa, she's actually listening or they're actually listening, you know, then the universe will start speaking more and more only to you, right? That's what's crazy about synchronicities is that they're specific. They're individual, right? Like you could try to explain it all you want to someone, you know, like you'll be like, oh no, you would never believe the synchronicity I had today, you know, and you'd be explaining to them about how, you know, you were thinking this thought and then, you know, this light bulb flickered, you know, and they might think that you're absolutely crazy, but it absolutely resonates for you. So make sure that you believe in those strange occurrences, because there's no such thing as coincidence. All right. No such thing as coincidence. Believe. Thank you so much, Tequila Sheila. Woo woo. Where'd he go? Hiya. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the feedback. All right. We'll do so I usually don't do where it skips the line, but I'll go ahead and do the donations will skip you in the line. Like I usually try to avoid doing that, but I'll go ahead and do that for this read here, okay? So Tequila Sheila, you are next. Jasmina, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Like this is fun. Tequila Sheila. So pick a number between 1 and 11. And do you want an oracle card or a tarot card? Boop, boop, boop. We will absolutely get you on that list, Madeline. Seven's a good number. Would you like an oracle or tarot? That's what I had in my hand. So perfect. I love that. All right. This is for Tequila Sheila. We are going to shuffle and we are going to pull card number 7. Thank you so much for your donation and for your support and for your love. I appreciate you. Okay. One more shuffle. And number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh, whatever you've been worrying about, whatever the worms have been telling you, the worms are they crawl, the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, what was it? The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They'll play pinochle on your snout. They'll eat your eyes. They'll eat your toes. They'll eat the jelly between your toes, something like that. So these worms have been invading your mind. That is worry. That's anxiety. That's fear. That's fear of not being enough. I feel like there's like there might be some sort of financial fear or like just catastrophizing in general. The universe is saying to absolutely knock it off. Knock it off. Okay. There's like number one, is there something to be worried about? Okay, like first we got to sit back and analyze it. Like we're human, all right, we're human, we all have worries, we all have that the feeling that something bad's going to happen, or that we're not good enough for this, or that we're not going to make it. We always have those like worms in our mind, all right. And when we worry about stuff like that, we got to sit back and take a look at it. Like, okay, is there an actual cause for worry? All right. And there's either yes or there's no. If there's yes, okay, so there's an actual cause for worry. Is there anything that I can do about it? If there's something that you can do about it, then go ahead and do whatever you can do to try to alleviate that worry. But if there's not, then is worrying going to do any good? And always the answer is a big fat no, right? So we can only do the best that we can do, all right? So if you feel yourself going down that road, like stop yourself and have a good talk with yourself and be like, look, all right, we're not having that today. The worms are going away. They're not crawling in, they're crawling out. Okay, we are not worried. We are good enough. We are successful. We are loved. We are protected. We are divinely guided. All right. um so whatever it is that you've been having anxiety about, or like whatever's been keeping you up at night, like making you feel like you're trapped, or you're like you can't breathe or you can't wiggle, um that is all. It's it's you're not going to remember it in a year from now. Whatever it is that you're worried about right in this moment, a year from now, you won't even remember. You won't even remember, like, what, wait, what was I so concerned on, you know? Or if there's a person that's keeping you awake, you're gonna find somebody so much better, and you're gonna be like, wait, what was I tripping on? Like I was tripping on that, like pfft, dang, you know? So the card that you got was to not, don't worry. Whatever it is that has been making you feel anxiety, or making you feel like just unworthy, or not good enough, or not pretty enough, or not tall enough. It's like none of us are perfect, but we're all perfectly imperfect, right? So that was the card that you got, Miss Tequila Sheila, was to let that worry go. Like acknowledge it for what it is. Like, I see you, but I ain't feeding you today. All right, because out of all of the possible possibilities and all of the possible universe, I'm not going to pluck the worst possible case scenario out of all of the infinite possibilities and stick it in my pocket and be like, that's mine. I'm going to hold on to that right there. No, no, fuck that. We are going to pick the best possible case scenario. Okay. We're going to pluck that out of the world of possible possibilities and we're going to put that next to our heart. We're going to focus on that. Like, I see you, worst case scenario, but I'm going to pluck the best possible case scenario. I'm going to put it right here. Okay. Yay. All right. Cool. Thank you so much. I'm trying so hard to be very disciplined in the like one card, just one card. Okay. Okay. I'm glad that helped. All right, who's next? You absolutely may. I think there is a list. What is the list? Oh, here's the list. Okay. So the list right now is Jasmina, Lee Torin, Madeline. I cannot say that. Capper, that's Pharaoh, isn't it? The Pharaoh? No. Okay. So next is Jasmina. Jasmina. So Jasmina, pick a number between 1 and 15. And would you like a oracle card or a tarot card? Number 2 and tarot. Okay. Thank you so much for being here and participating in this. I think it's fun. We are celebrating my being monetized on YouTube. I finally reached monetization and I'm super excited. I've made $2.71 off of ad revenue. Excited. That doesn't seem like a much, but like it's taken me so long to be where I'm at right now. Like I am more than humble and more than thankful and more than appreciative. All right, so we are on. All right, number 2. Number 2. You're next, Lee Torin. 1 and 2. Are you feeling like giving up? You've got the 7 of Wands in the reverse. Like you're feeling like something about your confidence has been destroyed. You feel a little bit overwhelmed, maybe overly protective. I feel like there is some unnecessary loyalty that you've had some sort of unnecessary loyalty to someone or to a situation that um that is just like it's time to throw in the white towel with that. Like there's nothing wrong with you giving up on something that isn't putting into you. All right. The one of the great things about learning to, it's not saying that you got to be alone and single, but the great thing about being alone and single on purpose is that we get to know ourselves. That way when somebody comes into our lives, we can tell instantly if they raise our vibration or if they lower our vibration. When we go from like one relationship to another relationship or from one person to another person, and we don't have any time in between to actually like heal ourselves and to really learn our own vibration, then we have a hard time telling if like a person is actually like bringing something positive to us or if they're taking away from us, right? So I feel like you've been unnecessarily loyal to a situation that has been leading you to nowhere. And that could be with a job, that could be in a relationship, that could be in just a friendship dynamic. If you're not, if you're not invited, or if you're invited at the last minute, fuck that, don't go. You know what I mean? Don't go. If there's somebody that is always like, they might act like they're doing you a favor, like a boss or something, he'll be like, oh, well, I'm doing you this big favor by giving you this day off, you know what I mean? But they're actually taking it out of your pay anyways. And it's like this, they're not really doing you a favor. They're just making it sound like they're doing you a favor. Like I feel like there's definitely some sort of injustice there and you're about sick of it. You're over it. Like you feel depleted, like it depletes your energy and it's not I mean, it served its purpose. I mean, everything serves its purpose. but it's not filling you. Like you're not being fulfilled from it. It's just depleting. It's like it's taking away more than it's giving. And that could be emotionally or spiritually, financially, physically, or all of the above. But yeah, you got the 7 of Wands was your card. Oh, it is work. Yeah, yep. You can show them where to shove it. All right. I hope that helps. Thank you so much. Yay. Well, I mean, that sucks that it resonates, because that's kind of, I wish better for you. You deserve better than that. But at the same time, I'm thankful for the feedback that, like, I'm doing what universe would like me to do, that the messages are actually, on point. So I appreciate the feedback for that. All right. You were next. So we're just doing a one card reading. It's really hard for me to do a one card reading, but I'm going to stay disciplined, and that's what we're going to do. So I need you to pick a number between 1 and 22 and tell me if you want a oracle card or a tarot card. Okay? Thank you so much. And please remember to hit that like button on your way out or on your way in, okay? And share it with people. Like, it's a little click for you, but it really, really helps the channel, okay? And do that for all of your favorite readers or anybody that you watch. It's super helpful. 15 in an oracle. All right, gotcha. I feel like I need to pull a different oracle than what I have out here. Where are they? We're gonna pull from the clarifying life situations. Thank you so much. Okay. One more shuffle. And number 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. You got Feather of Hope. Grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and uplifting nature. And on the other side of that, it says, stay committed to your path, for each step forward brings you closer to your destined fulfillment. So it's like a message of inspiration, of hope, of knowing that you are on the right path, that you are doing the right thing. There might be something that's thrown at you that could be trying to knock you off your path, but the way the tricksters work is they always try they always attack the chosen ones, right? So stay on your path, stay on your path, and you might even receive messages of feathers. You might have a random feather that you find, in an unusual place. Like, why is this feather here? Like, it might come to you in very, very significant. Like, there's no way that that could actually be happening if it wasn't an actual sign from the universe, right? So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities, and keep your hope and your faith that you are on the right path. Okay? Only the ones that are chosen ones, the ones that have, like, y'all have it the hardest. We have it the hardest. Like, we get tried the longest. Okay? It's because we've got to get through it so that we can show others that how it's done. you know it is definitely not too late to get a reading. I don't know if that helped with the situation that you were wanting or not, but that was the card that we picked there. The strongest, God's strongest soldiers always get tested the hardest. I mean, that means that you have something there to attack. Like the demons don't attack people that are worthless, you know what I mean? That have nothing, that have no light. Like only the strongest lights get attacked the toughest. It's because there's actually something to attack. Like in Harry Potter, um when he was talking to his friends and they were coming out and he was like, there's one thing that Voldemort, like, sure, we might be in this battle, but there's one thing that we have that Voldemort doesn't have. And they're like, well, what is that? And they're like, love, friendship. The other side doesn't have anything to fight for. Okay, it's just there to fight, it's just there to disturb, it's just there to dim light. And a lot of us light workers or star seeds or light bearers, we have to be in the dark, okay? Because there's no point in being in a lit up room with your light. Like, yep, I'm illuminated, you're illuminated, we're all illuminated, woohoo, we're in this illuminated room, right? It's our light isn't doing any good there. We got to go into the depths of the dark, right? We have to experience some of the darkest things that there are on this planet to experience so that we can hold a light to it and shine our truth and be light to that dark situation. Because a light only illuminates in a dark room. Like there's no point in being a light in a lit up room. So I hope that helps. And there is some things that happen. Like there's a part of me, there's a part of my soul that I never thought was going to be okay ever again. Like there's some things that happened to me in my journey that, like, I swore that I was never going to be okay. I did not think I was going to ever be okay. And I might not be as naive, or there's a part of me that's definitely different after that experience has happened, but I'm okay. Okay. Like I did not think I was going to ever be okay. I'm not the same. I'm not supposed to be the same. All right. So who's next? That's the updated order. Madeline. Woohoo! All right, she's on it too. Sweet. Hi, Madeline. Thank you so much for being here. I hug you. We're going to use my brand new deck. 11. My older brother got me a brand new deck on the spur of the moment. They're shiny. They're gold and black and they're shiny. All right. Number 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You've got the 5 of Swords in reverse. So it feels like you're definitely getting over some sort of major betrayal, or somebody that has like this win at all costs or destroy at all costs type of attitude, either with you or with somebody that's close to you. I don't feel like necessarily this is your like this might be like um what do they call that, like guilty by association, or um just you're in your surrounding, like your surrounding close personal circle, they're it's definitely affected you. It's like a byproduct. It's like it's trickled down, like some sort of major betrayal has trickled down to you. It's not necessarily your problem, or it's not something that you're dealing with yourself, but somebody that you love very closely is dealing with. So it's almost like watching your child, like when your child has been betrayed or been heartbroken, or like you take on those battles. Is like you've taken this battle on to be yours. And universe is saying that it's not like it's okay to be a part of it, but don't own it like it's yours. Okay, like don't bring your work home with you. um oh, that's jacked up. So yeah, it's it's definitely like it's like it's yours, but it's not yours, but like it's still yours. I don't know if that makes any sense, but um yeah, no, screw that. He don't have to go there ever again. Like that you can set hard boundaries in that, and make sure that that your son is aware that they are perfectly capable to make that decision for themselves as well. That you're not making the decision for them. Nobody's making the decision for them. That they are able to make that decision for themselves, and that you will honor that decision, and you will help do whatever it is that you need to do to stand firm in those boundaries. Okay, because yeah, there was definitely a betrayal there, but it didn't feel like it was necessarily yours, but it is yours. It's like you still feel it like it happened to you. Well, that is unfortunate. Like that's his father's loss, you know like he's the one that's going to miss out on this, and like he probably won't even realize it until later, with like what he really did, and like how he really affected your son. He might be trying to push blame or trying to act like it's no big deal, but the fact that he felt it in the first place automatically makes it valid, whether he agrees with it or not. The fact that your son was crying and upset about something that somebody, like the fact that he was feeling that way is valid. It doesn't matter if anybody else agrees with it or not. It does not matter. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but it absolutely is valid. And I think that they are trying to point blame in other places, or play it off like it's no big deal, or try to gaslight you into believing that they're overreacting. um and that's not the case. Like their feelings are absolutely valid. So make sure that you hold them strong boundaries, and you don't have to justify it to anybody whatsoever. Yeah, it don't matter how old they are, still are babies. Like my son is 21, and man, being a parent is so strange, okay? Because like I've always been in mosh pits. Like I'm all about mosh pits. But the first time that I went to a show and my son was in a mosh pit, OMG. It's like, oh man, scary. So don't let that adult person try to manipulate the situation, because they're probably going to try to emotionally blackmail, emotionally manipulate, point fingers, make you to be make it out to where you're the bad guy, or you're overreacting, instead of taking any sort of accountability. And unless they can take some sort of accountability, bloop, nuh-uh, nada, not in 2025. Thank you very much. Oh, hell to the nah. Well, I am sending your son a giant hug too. Send him a hug. Mm, 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 mm. All right. I cannot pronounce that. Thank you so much for always being here, Madeline. Like, I appreciate you. Red Riding Hood. All right, number 9. Are you talking about these ones? Those oracles? I think they're Alice in Wonderland, but Red Riding Hood is what works for me. Or is, oh, that's right, you're Red Riding Hood. That's right, that's right. I remember now. That's right. Now I probably won't ever forget. Sorry, I forgot the first time. Oracle number 9. Hi, s.y.l.say. All right, number 9. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. So, I don't know. Did you pick up a stray? Are you picking up a stray? You work doing some volunteer work for the animal community? Service to the animal world. I don't know. You might be running across some animal that might need your help. You might find a loose dog outside, and you're like the only person that is capable of saving it. Like you might save some sort of animal from impending doom. Okay, or you might be going to the shelter to rescue like the oldest animal that they have in there. But the oracle card that you got was service to animals. So you could even be looking into being a vet tech, or doing something um, that involves helping animals. That's a weird message. That's a very strange message. And also, people, as much as we would like to help them or to bring them home, as strays, like I brought home so many stray people, okay? And they are definitely not the same as animals. Don't be bringing home no strays. Oh, I mean, like you need to get somebody out of the cold or out of the snow. That's one thing, to help them for a night or two. That's one thing, but like people aren't going to show you the same amount of compassion and love as an animal would. Like rescuing an animal is one thing, but people aren't strays. Okay, like I know it's rough, and I brought home a lot. Like I was pretty much running a homeless shelter for the punk rock community for 20 years, man. I always had somebody on my couch. That's why I don't have a couch anymore. Like I got rid of my couch so that nobody could sleep on my freaking couch. But now I need a couch. So either keep an eye out for an animal that needs rescued, or just don't be bringing home no strays. If you're thinking about somebody reaching out to you, like they're in a situation where they might become homeless, or they're reaching out to you for help, like asking you for a place to stay and whatnot, I'd be really, really mindful of that situation, because almost every single time that I have done it, it has ended up in the loss of a friendship. It has ended up in property being damaged, in things being destroyed. Like my room got egged one time. Okay. And these were people that were, that I was helping, like I let people stay in my house that when I had a shut off notice for, my water, like they weren't helping me. Like the universe had to help me. I ended up finding a check in my other bedroom that came from one of those like if you sign up for those um class action lawsuits without proof of purchase or whatever. Like I used to sign up for those things, and I had a check in my mail that was the exact same amount that I needed for my water bill. But were the people that were living in my house using my electricity, running my water, like did they participate in actively helping to try to not get it shut off? Not a single one. So Yeah, it's okay to not to say no. It is absolutely okay to not say no, to say no. It's okay. Like, especially if somebody's like, because a lot of people aren't participating in their own rescue, you know? And you can't help people that aren't helping themselves. And it's hard enough right now to make it in our world, you know? So it definitely, if you needed a confirmation that it's okay to say no, it is absolutely, don't be taken in no strays. But rescue the puppies. Uh, yeah, I always like I ended up I straight tossed my couch away so that I could not, so there was nobody that could sleep on my couch. I literally had to get rid of my couch because I didn't know how to tell people no. Instead of me just telling them no, I threw away my whole entire couch. Uh, it's true. Sometimes we do get in the way of other people's karma. Like us rescuing them is, I mean, sometimes like like it's such a hard one because there are people out there that, like, because someone took them in, it completely changed their whole entire life, right? And they actually put in the work, they got sober, they did this, they put in the work, they got the job, they really took that as an opportunity to make themselves better. But the majority of the time it doesn't work like that. So especially if it's somebody that you've dealt with before, like, there's there's some people that, as much as I love them and have love for them, like, they can't stay at my house. Like, I don't care. No, no. The answer is no. And then it's a hard no. It's not even a, not with a question mark. It is with a period, you know? Like, there is, like, for a long time, it took a long time for me to be able to say no as a statement instead of a question. Because we say no and then we're like, wait for them to throw backlash at us, or to act like we're the bad guy because we stick up for ourselves. And it took a long time for me to learn how to say no where people don't question it, or they don't feel like there's any wiggle room. Well, but what if I, but no, no, there's no but. It's no. It's hard loving yourself. Like, people tell you, oh, love yourself, like it's some cute sticker, you know what I mean? Love myself, like hashtag love me, but they don't tell you what all that encompasses. Like, they don't tell you that loving yourself means saying no to someone you love. Man, you might love that person wholeheartedly and you might have a real hard time telling them no. Like, you feel like you're going to get backlash, or you feel like you're the bad guy, or that, what happens if something happens to them. But mm-mm. Loving yourself encompasses a lot more than some just cute little saying that we get to say. Yeah, and then we turn into the bad guys. Like, nah, we're cool. I'm cool with being the bad guy. hmm. So I hope that helped. Red Riding Hood. They will huff and they will puff and they will try to blow your house down, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Please send healing energy to my best friend and his mom and dad and their family. They all got the crud and they've had the flu and it's been going back and forth to them. So if we could send them out some love and some healing energy, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, Mike is up next. Let me see. This is the order we got right now. We've got Mike, Jennifer, not Jenny, woohoo! No Time, Whacked Crafter. All right. Are you still in here, Mike? Got to be present to get the reading, because I'm not going to timestamp these. All right. So you want a yes or no question, Mike? Do you want a yes or no? Straight out yes or no? Because I have some straight up yes or no answers. Or would you like an oracle card or a tarot card? Number 8 in tarot. All right. Mojo! Mojo Jojo! Please go check out Mojo Tarot. Give him a holla and a fella. Mojojo. All right. Tarot and number 8. Okay. Woohoo! Mojo in the house. All right. This question is for Mike. And he wanted a tarot and number 8. I know how it is. Thank you for the roll, the type by, the typing hello and hi and bye. Type by instead of a drive by, it's a type by. Hi, bye. Love you, Mojo. All right. Clear the energy. This answer is for Mike. Number 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What got was the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, and the Hierophant signifies a card of commitment, right? Commitment and higher learning. With it being in the reverse, there's personal beliefs, freedom, going against the grain, unconventional, foolish, generosity, frailty, unorthodox, and blind faith, misconception. So there might take a considerable amount of something that is socially unacceptable. um like you guys might have to like go against the grain, go against what other people might be doing. Like maybe you guys need to have your own space in the same house. A lot of times that can actually really benefit, because it's like not only do you have your own space, but then you could come back together and be more of like a dating couple, even though you guys are still together. I would maybe try something that's a little bit unconventional. Um, because there is commitment here with the Hierophant. Like that's tradition, institution, commitment, bonded, but it might be a little bit of an unconventional step to it. There might be some miscommunication between you guys. Make sure that you aren't, I don't know if you need to know this, but make sure that you aren't having really hard conversations via text. Okay, because it's, even if you can read a text in someone else's voice, like I don't even try to act like I know what somebody else is saying unless I can read the text in their voice. But even then, even when you know somebody really really well, like that's the easiest way to let miscommunications happen, right? um like it says to have blind faith. So blind faith, like that's faith of a mustard seed. Having that faith in the unseen. Like you might not see any anything to make you believe that it's actually happening, but have that faith that it is possible, that it is happening, that it is there, because there's definitely love and commitment there. Oh, you guys are in separate homes already. Ooh. Well, don't have expectations, right? When we set a desired outcome to like we expect this outcome, like when we release the outcome of how we visualize it, that leaves room for the universe, which is the artist, right, to have creative expression. When we are so focused on a very specific destination or outcome, that is like telling an artist that their art is wrong, right? That, like, if you commissioned an artist to do something, and you trust that they're the artist, they have that creative expression. When we are so like laser focused on a specific outcome, then it takes away all of the universe's creativity, their creative outlet, right? It might be unconventional, the way that your union happens, the way that you guys reunite with each other. It might be unconventional. It might be something that is out of society's standards of normal, but that doesn't matter, right? Like romance is human. Romance is a human idea. Like unconditional love is divine, if that makes sense. So it might not be conventional. It might not be the conventionally the way that other people, would agree with, but it will work for you guys when you guys do come back together. And there is the number 5 there for change. So there's definitely had to be some sort of change for growth to happen. But I don't think that it is completely over. I just think that it might be not exactly what you envision. All right. So leave a little bit of room open for it to work itself out. Okay. I hope that helped. All right. Next we have Jennifer. Jennifer, not Jenny. Oracle and number 13. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Oracle. Let's go with clarifying life situations. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope that your situation, that you can come back into successful union, no matter what it looks like to other people. I hope you guys do have a successful union with each other. All right. Jennifer, this message is for Jennifer, not Jenny. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Thank you. Jennifer. Yep. Uh-huh. This message is for Jennifer. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and lucky number 13. You got steady progress. Move with deliberate care as patience and attentiveness guide you to thoughtful achievements and small steps. The small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there, right? That attitude of gratitude of when we focus on what we have and what we're grateful for and the small achievements that we have made, it makes, like, we always focus on the outcome of the situation and we forget to enjoy the journey. Like the journey is just as joyful as the victory. Okay, so don't forget that the journey is part of the reward, and enjoy every small step that you make in the right direction. Because you ever seen that meme where it's like there's a ladder, and there's a little person at the bottom of the ladder, and the step is like this big. It's like you can't reach that step, you without help or without whatever. But when you have smaller steps and you reach each smaller step, it makes the like climbing the ladder actually practical. I mean, if the steps are too big, like we can't even reach the first step, which makes it completely impractical. So there's nothing wrong with setting small goals, like setting a like have your 5-year goal, and then have your 3-month goals, your 1-day goal, and even if you just write stuff on a paper, you're like, woke up, made my bed, you could scratch those off and be completely joyful that you completed that goal. It doesn't matter how big or how small anybody else, like nobody else on the planet needs to know what your victories are. Like, I woke up today. That's a freaking victory. Like I got up, I got dressed. Victory. Like I vacuumed my floor on purpose with purpose, right? If we add purpose to anything that we're doing, it makes it so much more significant. It's like I'm washing the dishes on purpose. You know, I am vacuuming the floor on purpose with purpose. We can add purpose and meaning to every little single tiny act that we do, and it makes it that much more magical, and nobody has to agree with it. Who cares? Who cares what they say? you know you would like, that's they're missing out. Like I saw this meme the other day and it was like, those that don't find joy in the snow will have less joy and the same amount of snow. And I was like, damn, that's deep, man. I was like, bro, deep. It's like that could go for so many things. It's like, if we can't find the joy in the everyday mundane stuff, like that everyday mundane stuff is still going to be there, but we're going to have that much less joy out of it. I thought it was deep. On purpose with purpose, right? Like my friend Adam Vibe Gunton was the one who inspired me to write my book, and he started Recovered on Purpose, and that's how I found my sobriety and my recovery, is because I wanted to say that I was recovered on purpose and actually mean it. So I started going around like, I'm recovered on purpose, like I'm doing this on purpose, everything is on purpose. And then like it really like hit home for me about how just adding just that little bit of purpose, makes everything so much more magical, magically delicious. You are very welcome, Jennifer. Yeah, and small steps, steady progress. Steady progress in the right direction is better than no progress at all, you know? Absolutely not. They are still open. So I hope that helped. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, Jennifer. I appreciate you. I give you a hug. Mm, I wish I could just hug everybody. Like, if I could go on a world tour and just hug people, like I would just hug people. I love I love hugging people. I love you too, Jennifer. Little bits. Just little bits. Little steps. All right, No Time is up next. Tarot and 22. That's my favorite. I was born on the second and I'm a master number 22. So I have like this secret, like, twos are shiny and two twos put together are super shiny. And three twos put together, like, oh. All right. Tarot and number 22. Okay. No time. No time for the nonsense. Twos are awesome. 22. Okay, this message is for No Time. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I can't help it. I pick 2. If like I have to pick between like a number or whatever, I usually always pick 2. I'm like 2 or 22. Or if like a lottery ticket is on number 22, I'm like, oh, I want that one. I can't help it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Woohoo! Damn! Hey, that's that emotional independence. That is the emotional intelligence. That is like being emotionally independent. That's a wish come true. It says wish come true. Contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. So whatever you've been wishing for, your wish is coming true. If you've been wishing for that stable, like, it doesn't feel like you have any sort of codependency whatsoever. Like you're grounded in yourself, in your knowing, and like I feel like you've done a whole lot of shadow work and you've taken like a whole lot of accountability. You've worked really hard to get to where you are. Like some people might think that you're just lucky. They're like, oh, they're just lucky. You know what I mean? And it has nothing to do with luck. Like you've actually put in the work. You've put in the emotional, like you've put in the emotional work. You've put in the intelligent work. You've put in the actual physical work. Okay. Like this is to bam. That's like the best, like shit. Hey. Congratulations. That is one step away from the 10 of Cups, which the 10 of Cups is permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. That is absolutely unfuckwithable. All right. Like you are one step away from being completely 100% solid in yourself, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on in the world. Like, you know that you've got you and you will always have you. It don't, like, if somebody comes along, they're either, like you can tell if they are siphoning your energy or if they're bringing a partnership to your abundance, right? Like you've put in the work and you are definitely on the right path. So that is wish come true. That's what's up. That's a good card. It's been a hard 3 years, yeah, for sure. Nobody knows how long it took for you to get to where you're at. Like all they're going to see is your success, and don't let any of those haters say anything, because they have no idea how many times you had to fight for where you're at, for your own sanctuary inside yourself. Like, it's one thing to find sanctuary like at a church or at a refuge or whatever, but it's a whole other thing to truly find sanctuary in self. And you have absolutely embraced that. You've earned it. So don't let nobody, yeah, codependency is hard, man. Like I've made some of the worst decisions in my life because I was codependent, because I wanted somebody to love me, and I mean, in that romantic way. I had my parents and I have friends, and like I'm loved in general, but I wanted romantic love. I wanted this person to romantically love me. And I put myself through some of the worst shit ever because I didn't love myself, because I didn't hold value to myself the way that I should have. So, congratulations. That's an awesome card to have. Like you've definitely gained that independence, that emotional independence. That's a good place to be. So, congratulations. That's what's up. Nobody needs to understand why you left. It ain't nobody else's business. You know? Like, we spend way too much of our time like holding on to things that aren't good for us just because we put so much time into it, Like, oh, I put so many years into holding on to this freaking knife and it's cutting through my fingers, but I've held on to it for so long that, should I let it go? Hell yeah, you should let it go. Holding on to a knife, man, it's cutting through your fingers. Like, let it go. But nobody needs to understand that. But the fact that you understood it and you know why, and it wasn't out of malice. It wasn't because you were hateful or being spiteful or, trying to be vindictive, or it was out of true, honest acknowledgement. you know that's big. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Wax Crafter, you are up next. Fuck it, Oracle. All right. Gotcha. Well, these ones don't have a yes or no. I could pull you a yes. No, I said one card. Do you want these, or do you want a yes or no? Because it's a one card. I'm being disciplined in myself. I said one card. It's super hard to just do the one card. Super hard. So not these ones? Do you want this one? Do you want the yes or no? Okay. 18. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Julie Bully. And to all my moderators, I love you guys so much. You guys do so much, especially y'all that moderate several channels. You guys do so much for the community, and I appreciate everything that you do. You are by no means obligated to be here, and yet you show up all the time anyways. And that's a lot of love. That's a lot of love, and I absolutely appreciate every single one of you for everything that you do. Not even just for my channel, but for every channel out there, for all the people out there that you give. You don't get paid for it. You're not, you do that out of the kindness of your heart, and it's seen. All right, it's seen. I love you guys. All right, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. What does it say? Do it one effing step at a time. One step. You can't skip steps. You got to do it one step at a time. One little step at a time is better than going 100 miles an hour at a brick wall. All right? One little step at a time. One step at a time. Don't be skipping steps. Don't be impatient. Don't run out of patience. One step at a time, in order. In order. Follow the orders, one step at a time. Joella, I'm doing one card at a time. You get to pick between number 1 and 22, and you can pick if it's a tarot card or an oracle card, and then we'll see which card it is. But yeah, we're doing one. I mean, you might get the answer to your question in that one card, but it is a single card pull, and you get to participate in it. So you get to tell me which number you would like and what card you would like, if it's a tarot card or an oracle card. No using clubs and smashes. It's hard. It's hard for me to read. I'm trying to stay super disciplined. I want to just pull more cards and pull more cards. So I'm sticking into being my own discipline. Okay, Sam, you're up next. Sam, would you like a tarot or an oracle card, and pick a number between 1 and 22? You are welcome. Thank you so much, Siva. You know, I keep waiting to hit. I keep waiting to get that notification that Siva's live. Okay, I'm gonna be all up in there. Sam, are you still here? And if you would like a one card read, Dorella, like we'll put you on the list. All right. Woohoo. Okay. Tarot and number 20. Gotcha. We are going to use the perfectly dark. Yay. Woohoo. Nice to see you here. So we're going to use the oldest tarot card deck that I have. It is the one that I resonated with for the longest. It is called the Mythic Tarot. Number 20. All right. This is for Sam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Time for rest, meditation, rest, putting it to rest. Taking a step back, like almost like if you're looking at a painting and it's like if you do one more little thing, like it might jack it all the way up. So it's like you got to kind of take a step back and look at the situation from a whole or from a different perspective. But there definitely needs to be a time of recalibration, of um of just meditation. I don't know if you have a hard time meditating or not, but a lot of times I'll use the shower, like because I have a hard time like quieting my mind. But if I'm in the shower, like I can meditate on washing all of the negativity out of my body or the negative thoughts out of my body and having it go down the drain and having the clean water hitting my head and filling up all of those spots. So the Four of Swords is definitely about like it's okay to relax, it's okay to take a step back, it's okay to put it to rest. That might be a situation like somebody might be nitpicking at you, poking at you, poking at you, and poking at you, and poking at you, trying to get you to respond. Okay. um don't respond to them. Don't fall into that trap, because if your goat is gettable and somebody knows that your goat is gettable, then they're going to try to get your goat. If your chain is yankable, somebody is going to try to yank that chain, especially if there's somebody that's trying to push your buttons to get a specific reaction out of you. It's like if you change the order in which those buttons, like you push that button and nothing happens, then they're going to stop pushing that button. Okay. It's like, try me, try me, try me. And it's like every time they push the button, they get this reaction out of you. Don't give them that satisfaction, because sometimes people are purposely doing that so they could be like, check this out, bro. You know what I mean? And they'll get you to act a freaking fool so that they could be like, look, I told you so. I told you that they were crazy. I told you that they acted like this. And it's like they don't, like they could have been pushing your button and pushing your button and pushing your button until you explode, but they're still going to be like, look, I told you. I told you that they did it like this. I told you that they were crazy. I told you that they had anger issues, or that there was like this underlying like scheme to them, and they're doing it on purpose so that they could sit back and be like, I told you so. you know some people are that sadistic sadistic, where that's what they get their joy in life from, is watching other people be miserable. It's like they're so miserable in themselves that they can't stand to see you happy, which um that sucks. Well, I'm going to read from the book too, because I feel like there's something else in that message that you might need for it. I usually don't read from the book, but Spirit said, it says, the Four of Swords reflects a quiet time of withdrawal and contemplation. Here we see him in the place of his banishment. He has not yet received his command from the gods, so he is at peace. Although he is not permitted to go home, the Four of Swords suggests a period of introversion and reflection, of emotional recuperation after an outbreak of conflict. In the three, the poison has been released, and there is now an opportunity to reflect upon what has happened. This is a period of preparation before the task of making what changes are necessary in life as the result of the conflict. There is a buildup of strength, a marshaling of inner reserve, and a situation of stillness and introspection. We instinctively seek this place of quiet after some major disruptive or painful event has occurred in our lives. The individual who has gone through separation or divorce, or even a bad quarrel, often needs time alone to examine the pattern of what has happened. So, too, does the person who is bereaved or thrown out of work or parted with a friend or loved one. Often we do not recognize the value of this time of quiet, but try to rush out and surround ourselves with people who will make us feel better and help us forget what has happened. But the banishment is a forcible one, and in some ways we are forced into introversion by discovery that all the frenzied rushing about does not cure anything at all. We often feel worse until we can recognize the need for silence and solitude before going out into life again. Such reflection can reveal the meaning underlying in the separation or conflict, because any difficulty reflected by the Suit of Swords will inevitably point backwards to some stage where a new view of life has begun to emerge and is upsetting all of our pre existing patterns of living. The Four of Swords heralds a time of quiet recuperation and introversion, where the individual can build up strength in preparation for further efforts. It is perhaps wise to accept solitude or withdrawal and not seek to fill time with activities, for some stillness is needed to marshal one's thoughts and order one's life. Well, that sounds like it's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be in that resting and relaxing and withdrawal and reflection and releasing. So it sounds like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So if you think that you're supposed to be doing something other than what you've been doing, um, then that's definitely a confirmation that no, you're right where you're supposed to be. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and you shouldn't feel bad about it either. Like if you feel like you need to be, out there with this great, um like we always want our lives to be extraordinary, like we feel like unless we do something super extraordinary, then we're not making it in life. But in actuality, the ordinary is actually super freaking extraordinary, and we dismiss it all the time. We dismiss how extraordinary it is to just be in a place where we can reflect and um refocus and regather our thoughts. It's like it's not because nothing's going to happen. It's like because you're recharging. Like there's a recharge of batteries, so that you can make it through what other what obstacles are next, whatever sort of things present themselves in life's crazy patterns. Like you have this time of like rest and recuperation before you are heading towards your next battle, headed towards your next victory. So hopefully that helps. I don't think you're doing it wrong, Sam. I think you're doing it wrong. I feel like you just might feel like there was something else that you should be doing, or like that things should be extraordinary when they're ordinary. And right now, ordinary is exactly what you should be doing. All right, Dorella. Perfectly dark. I'm glad to see you here in the chat. Woo woo. Okay, Dorella. Tarot and number 14. All right. Dorella. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out, okay? Well, that sounds like exactly what you're supposed to be doing. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It might seem a little bit boring, uneventful, kind of isolated, but sometimes that's the best thing that could ever happen to us. Dorella. Oh, what was that? Man down. Right, the Ace of Pentacles fell out. Dan the man Alsha. Woo woo. So the Ace of Pentacles fell out, but we're still going to do the number 14. You are very welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 3 of Wands. So there might be somebody coming to you asking for forgiveness. There might be somebody coming to you that has betrayed you, that is like asking for how you did something. There's somebody that's trying to figure out your secrets, or um how you were able to accomplish what it is that you've accomplished, because I feel like they fell short of whatever it was that they were doing. It's also a time of like making plans for the future, like drawing out blueprints. Could be drawing out blueprints for like a new business, like drawing out a blueprint for a business before you go and get a scholarship for like a new business loan. Like drawing blueprints in general for like a kitchen remodel or a house remodel, or just a house in general. But this is definitely somebody acknowledging where they went wrong, that the rightful crown belongs to this person and not to him. It's like he's giving up his crown to the rightful person. um I feel like there's been a lot of battling, like too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's been too many outside opinions, and it's like it kind of shuffles the truth. It's like almost like when, like in school, when you play that game where like you whisper in somebody's ear a sentence, and then they whisper it in the next person's ear, and then they whisper it in the next person's ear, and by the time that it gets back around, it's like completely different. So there could be a sense of miscommunication or misrepresentation. It's like misrepresentation of something or someone, and like somebody's going to have to be put in their place, like things need to be put back in place. Or it could be that somebody's mad about something not being put back in place. It's like, that your tools are always supposed to be in this specific spot, but somebody like neglected to put things back into their place. I don't know why that came out or why I wanted to say that, but um 3 of Wands. We'll go ahead and read for the book for you too. It's a stage of initial completion. There's an apparent completion of the original creative idea. There is a cause for celebration. It seems everything is going according to plan. They have arrived at the place of inheritance, and lo and behold, he is met with no apparent resistance. Frightened of the oracle, he is quite willing to abdicate the throne which he has stolen. Thus, creative work seems to have an initial ease. The right contacts appear as if by magic. The preliminary sketches look good, and the idea appears to be gathering substance to itself as though it has been prodded by the divine intervention. But there is hard work to come, and often new ideas emerge at this stage, things which we had not first considered, but which will require delays, alterations of plans, and a lot more effort than had been anticipated. The Three of Wands implies a high point, but there is more to follow. After the initial celebration, that many creative potentials collapse, for the stage of initial completion is not a final outcome. And then, unless the individual is willing to take further gamble, the idea cannot be totally realized. The world is full of unfinished novels sitting in a desk drawer where the first 20 pages started well. The message here is to enjoy the satisfaction while you can, because you are not finished yet. True creative confidence can only be found if the idea is put to the test and stretches the individual to the utmost. The Three of Wands implies a stage of initial completion of a creative idea or project. Good foundations have been laid, enthusiasm is high, and there's a feeling of satisfaction and optimism about the future potential of the project. But there is also hard work ahead and new plans which must be put into action before the full promise can be realized. So it's like setting blueprints, but then when you go and go to remodel the kitchen, you find out that the floor joists are bad, so now you've got to add more pieces to the puzzle. It's like things that haven't been thought out, like they've been completely thought out, or there's like a whole lot of high energy, but it's like that it's almost like being celebrated before the finish line, is like telling people about your accomplishment before you've accomplished them. Like when I was publishing my book, like I didn't tell people that I was, I tried to keep it on the hush hush because I didn't want to get a lot of applaud for something that I hadn't finished yet. Because a lot of times we'll get that applause and that validation before we've ever finished the project, which like satisfies us for the moment, and then we end up not completing what it is that we originally set out to do. So it's like there might be a lot of enthusiasm right now for something to begin, but it's still going to take a lot of hard work and dedication in order to see completion. So I hope that helps. I don't know if that answered your question or like give you some sort of insight, or if that resonated for you. But that was the card that we got, Dorella. So thank you so much for being here. All right, next is Dan, huh? What about Mary Jana? Dealer's choice. Oracle. I was going to say Oracle. All right. And you said number 17? Oracle number 17. All right. This is for Dan the man. Dan. Oracle card for Dan. I hope everything is going well for you and the wife. That surgery's happening soon, isn't it? My brother just started the process of, he started going to the dietitians and getting the app and doing all that. Like, I know your wife was on the process of starting just the liquids, right? Scary and exciting. $17. Let me see. Number 17. Where'd it go? Getting close. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. You got find the lesson. Discover the purpose in a situation. Trust that you are learning. I don't know why I won't focus. It should focus better than that, but it's not for some reason today. So finding the lesson, discovering the purpose, like you might just have an epiphany moment, like an aha moment, or you might be actively searching to find a purpose behind something, like searching for a meaning, searching for the meaning. And what's cool about it is that you are the only one in the whole entire world that is capable of assigning something a purpose and a meaning. I mean, if somebody tries to give you the answer and you don't accept it, then you're still looking for the meaning, right? Like you are the only one that gets to decide what the purpose or the meaning of a situation is. So I feel like you are about to get some sort of like big epiphany, or like all of the connected dots are going to come together, like all the dots are going to be connected, or you might just literally be playing connected dots. um but I feel like you're going to have a very profound like epiphany or aha moment. And it says find the lesson, number 29, find the lesson. Been drinking all my strawberry Atkins. That's my favorite, is the strawberry. Yeah, you don't have to donate. I'm celebrating being monetized on YouTube. I got monetized on YouTube, and I'm celebrating with the free one card readings. It's the first time I've ever done a one card reading. So it's like weird for me to not pull, like I want to pull other cards on, for Dan the man here with his find the lesson, but I have to trust and believe that that is significant in some way or another. Like it makes sense. Makes sense somewhere. Number 29. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of chaos, like throughout all the chaos. Like you might actually be the one, that is the grounded and the still. Like you might have to be the still one in all of this like insanity. Or you, like, it's almost like, who decided that I was the adult? Like, why am I, like, you're looking around for an adult and you're like, wait a second, like, am I the adult? I'm the only adult here. Like, whose idea was that? But I feel like you are going to absolutely be the person that you need to be in the situation when time comes. When time comes, like, you will be You will be the adult, Dan. The adultiest adult that's there. The only one that matters in this moment. Oh, you're good. You are so good. I appreciate you being here. Like I love this. I love what I do. So it is an honor to be here. And I appreciate your appreciation. But yeah, if you would like to be on the list, just tell us if you want a Dan. Just tell us if tell me if you a number between 1 and 22 and if you want a tarot or an oracle reading. Like whose idea was this? Whose idea? Who made me the adult? Like, oh man, I've looked around several times in my life and been like, shit, I'm the adult. Like, why? Whose idea was this? Whose idea was that? Uh, uh, like, I will be hiding in my blanket fort with my adult self. Okay, my adultness is going to my blanket fort with my hot chocolate and my Mr. Hanky and my yep. Okay, and my kitties. All right, so who's next? Perfectly Dark? Oh, Gemini's up next. Okay. Gemini, where you at? We need a number between 1 and 22, and if you want a tarot or oracle. All right, number 9. Do you want tarot or oracle? No, not you too, with the flu. I know I've been out for like. All right, number 9 in tarot. Okay. Right, this message is for Gemini. Number 9. Three, 6, 9. Tesla numbers, right? The magic of 3, 6, and 9. 9's a good number. It's a 9 year. Wrapping it up. Messages for Gemini. One more shuffle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You got the Hangman. So the Hangman is about surrendering, pause, seeing the bigger picture, letting go, having new perspectives, enlightenment, viewing things differently than before, deep insights, sacrifice, changing, and releasing. So it's hard sometimes to put ourselves in other people's shoes or to see things from outside of our own perspective. It's like when we're sitting in a room, the only thing that we can see is this room, right? It's like, do we know that outside exists outside of this room? If we don't see it, it's like we can't see the outside of this room, but universe can, right? It's about understanding that there's such a bigger picture than what our human mind can comprehend in every single moment. It's like the fact that we make it home on time, and nobody, like, all of the lights have to work in sync every single time. All of the drivers have to be paying attention. Like, there's so many things that have to happen perfectly, like perfect gears working together in order for us just to make it to and from like the grocery store without anything happening to us, right? There's so much that happens behind the scenes that we don't see. We don't see, they always say that God's rejection is God's protection. It's like we don't see the conversations that other people are having behind our back, We don't see the intentions that these other people have that, the universe is protecting us from. Like we just get upset because all of a sudden this person is thrown out of sync from our lives, or they fall out. It's like they're supposed to fall out. Okay, like I feel like you might be experiencing like a level up, and with every single one of those level ups there's also something that falls away, right? So sometimes in order for things to fall in place, like they have to fall apart first. Like sometimes they all have to fall apart in order so that they can be rebuilt, like more structurally sound, and with better pieces, better technology, better understanding, better better listening skills, better knowing skills. It's like um I believe that you have been asked to surrender. Like this is a card of surrendering and letting go. Sometimes holding on hurts us more. Like we feel like letting go is going to be like the most heartbreaking thing ever. And in all reality, like that's actually what's hurting us the most is holding on. It's like having that rope around your hand, and the rope is super tight around your hand, and it's cutting off all your circulation, it's breaking the skin. It's like all you have to do in order to release that pain is just let go, right? But sometimes we have such a hard time. It's like, how do we let go of all we've ever known? My fingers are bleeding and they're worn to the bone. It's like, how do we let go of something that we've worked so hard for, or worked so hard towards, or like held so dear? And I feel like you are coming to a place of acceptance. Like you are coming to a place of acceptance and of internal peace, like the peace that comes with the acceptance of it. Like it might not be exactly how I pictured, but it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And even though there might be a sense of sadness underneath it, there's still a bigger sense of accomplishment and achievement um, above it. So sometimes letting go, like holding on, is what has hurt the most. And in letting go, you you realize how much you've accomplished, and like have this sense of inner peace, right? So I don't know if that helps. Oh, cool. Right. Exactly. Woo. All right. uh, so yeah, it's a place of surrendering and acceptance, finding new perspectives, and gathering enlightenment. Look, he's enlightened. Like his head is a fire, glowing, you know, glowing with the knowing that comes with this surrender. So I hope that helps. That's what's up. Right? Well, like we don't, like there's so much that we don't see, and we get so, like, we're so focused on what we have in front of us, that we hardly ever even comprehend that there's this whole entire universe going on outside of us. Like none of the planets collided while we were sleeping, man. Like that alone is significant enough for celebration. And it's but then at the same time it's like, well, does it even exist? Does anything outside of me even exist? If I don't see it or if I don't acknowledge it, it's like the observer effect. Thank you so much for your patience, for waiting for the list, and for letting me read for you. I appreciate you so much. All right, Perfectly Dark is next. And I know that she's at work. They're at work. Number 18 and an oracle. All right. We'll timestamp this at 1:50:57 in case you have to go back. Let me see. 1:51. 21. Okay. Because I know you're at work. You said you're at work. So, all right. Number 18 and an oracle. Gotcha. Number 18, oracle. Perfectly Dark. What do we got? Perfectly Dark. What do we got? The more I understand is all I know is I don't know nothing. All I know is I don't know nothing. Number 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. It says take precautions. Remain vigilant and receptive, learning from each revelation as you navigate life's journey. And you got rough road. Prepare carefully before you continue, for it is a long journey ahead. So there might be some obstacles, like you might have some sort of I feel like not necessarily detours, but distractions. It's like you're being hit with a lot of distractions, and um like the universe is saying to acknowledge that these things are distractions, to acknowledge that these things are designed to. It's like, I don't know if you ever if you listen to No Effects or not, but Fat Mike, when he's up on stage and he's going along to the tunes and like people are throwing shoes at him, and it's like he's got to stay in time and dodging shoes at the same time, but like keeping focus. It's like I feel like you're having like these distractions thrown at you so it can knock you off course. Like I feel like you have a very like high calling, like a very specific like soul plan, and like demons don't want you to succeed on your mission. It's like there's something that comes from the heart. It's like the soldiers of God, like you're being tested, and there's things that are being thrown at you as a distraction to see if you can remain focused on your personal mission. Lino, I love linoleum. um So it says remain vigilant and receptive, learning from each revelation as you navigate life's journey. So don't be too quick to judge a situation either. Like, especially if somebody's really shitty towards you. Like if somebody comes off and they just have like a really bad attitude for absolutely no reason whatsoever, um, it's it's because of something that they're going through. Like they're not being shitty to you because you're shitty. They're being shitty to you because they're going through something shitty. All right. So don't be quick to snap back at people, especially if they're coming off like with an attitude. Like take a step back and breathe, you know what I mean? Like don't just punch people in the throat. Like I know it might be hard. Like I worked in customer service, like I had to smile and nod a bunch, okay? Um but every time that I had to take that step back when somebody was being extraordinarily like rude for no reason, I realized that most of them just needed a hug, man. Like, bro, do you need a hug? Like you sound like you need a hug, you know. And sometimes not meeting people, like you can't clean dirt with dirt. So it's like being grounded and focused on who you are as a person. You know, be true to who you are, to the level of your awareness and your understanding. Not everybody out here has that level of awareness and understanding. And it's not our job to teach other people to be a good people. It's only our job to be a good people. You know, it's none of our business what anybody else is freaking doing. None of our business whatsoever, really. It's only our business what it is, how we respond, what we're doing, who we are. All right. So you might be getting hit from left field with some shoes, and just stay on target. All right. Johnny Five alive. Johnny Five alive. Stay on target. Yeah, hurt people do hurt people. I was a hurt people. I was a hurt people that tried to hurt people, you know? Oh, well, you did this to me, so I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, you know? Like, or like if we have roommates or something and it's like they accidentally eat all of your thing, so you purposefully eat all of theirs. It's like theirs was done on accident and yours was done maliciously, you know? And it like just make sure you like keep yourself in check. You know, like it's none of your business what other people are doing or how they're acting. Like they can only act or react or respond or, you know, by their level of understanding, you know, by what level they are in their enlightenment and awareness. Okay, so make sure that you remain centered in your knowing in who you are, because I feel like you're gonna get some shoes thrown at you. The linoleum. Linoleum supports my head, gives me something to believe. So I hope that that is helpful. Kick it with joy. Hello. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a very fantastic work day and that your shift goes by smoothly and you don't take no guff from any of them swine. Okay? Don't let them dull your shine. Kick it with J, not joy. Kick it with J. Well, J and joy go hand in hand. You are very, very welcome. Okay, well, first of all, the fact that you're confused is automatic. Like there's something going on there. All right, like I understand having cold feet every once in a while, but usually, like, is your confusion coming from here? You know, are you having a feeling from here, or is it the monkey chatter coming from here? Okay, there's a very distinctive, like, without even pulling cards, the fact that you're confused by it, where is your confusion coming from? All right. If it's coming from in here, then that's not confusion. That is your higher self trying to speak to you about something. All right. If it's coming from here, then it's like it could just be ego chatter that has nothing to do with your actual soul's knowing. I feel like without even pulling cards, your soul already knows what it needs to do. Okay? But let's go ahead and pull you a card. And number 5 is all about change. A lot of times we get stuck in a situation that we know is not good for us, or we know that is not part of our vibration, because we don't want to be the bad guy. But in the long run, it's better to be true to yourself. To thy own self be true. Okay, to thy own self be true. And it might be hurtful, but what's more hurtful, going along and pretending that everything's okay and that everything's good, or following your heart's true desire, your soul's true desire, you know? I would rather be punched in the face with the truth than kissed with a lie any day of the week. But let's read what tarot says. Number 5. Number 5. One more shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got the Hangman as well. So, but it's in reverse. There's some delays, standstills, resistance, indecision, fear of sacrifice, and lack of control. So this feels to me like it is having cold feet. It's not necessarily confusion, it's fear. Are you what are you scared of? Are you scared of of success? Are you scared of what success might look like, or are you scared of like finding out later that it wasn't successful? But what would you rather pursue? Like would you rather have never loved at all, or would you rather have loved and got to know what it was like, and just to see? It's like, on your deathbed, would you regret not doing this, or would you regret doing it? There's lessons that come from, like, there are no wrong decisions. There's no wrong path, right path. Okay, there's this choice or there's this choice, and either one of those choices are going to come with its own set of experiences, its own set of lessons, its own set of rewards and obstacles. Okay, there is no wrong path, right path necessarily. But on your deathbed, would you regret going forward with this, or would you regret not going forward with this? Because we don't, like, when we're on our deathbeds, it's not about like, oh, what car you drove, if your floor was dirty. The things that you are going that matter the most are what you wish you would have done, or wish you could have done, um or wish you wouldn't have done. Those are the things that end up being the most important, the chances that we didn't take. Okay. Would you rather not take this chance? Would you rather not take this chance and leave it into the unknowing and forever wondering what would have happened? Or um would you be okay in knowing that that you made the right decision for yourself, for your own soul? Like, I feel like your soul, like, what your soul internally feels. Like, you already know the answer. Like, it kind of feels like you're looking for confirmation or permission to express what your soul already knows. But there's definitely a delay or standstill if you're not ready, or if you don't feel like they're ready. Like, if there's obviously a lack of alignment in y'all's connection. Okay, because there should be no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're wanting to marry someone, you should know exactly how they feel about you. You should know exactly how you feel about them. There should be no confusion in there. Okay, that is automatically like a red flag in some ways. I mean, and rather it's a lack of understanding or a lack of trust inside yourself. Either way, it's valid. There's a validity there. The fact that you're confused by it at all already shows that there's a lack of alignment and vibration, because you shouldn't be confused. Okay, it says you're boring. I don't know. If I was confused about something, I wouldn't go forward with it. If somebody was confusing me and I really didn't know what their true intentions were, that means that there is an unalignment there. There's some sort of friction inside of our vibrational like gears together, and starting a relationship out with that sort of confusion, it's not going to get better. Like, you should absolutely know how a person feels about you, or what it is, like what their intentions are. Like, you shouldn't be wondering what if they really love you, or if they're really going to be true, or if they really want to marry you. If you should know this within yourself without having to ask anybody else outside of you. You should have your own inner knowing of what the situation is. And I feel like you do have your own inner knowing, but it's like you're scared to be the bad guy, to follow your own inner knowing, which a lot of times, like, we as humans have a tendency to do that. But the fact that you're confused um is definitely a lack of alignment between you guys. There's yeah, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. Like, that's what the hangman in reverse, those were what all of those little letters down there, that's what those say. It says delays, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, and lack of control. So I would follow your own inner knowing. Goodman! Hi, Goodman! Make sure you give Goodman's mixes a follow and a holla. Tell him I said what up. Sup, Goodman? Thank you for being here as always. You're such a blessing to the tarot community. All of y'all moderators, like, just give with no, like, you guys don't get paid for it. Like, you just show up out of the goodness of your own heart, to help and to spread love, and like, you guys definitely don't go unseen. You are very welcome. Like, I hope you get it figured out for yourself and follow your own true knowing. You deserve to not be confused. Joey is next. Okay. Joey, you're very welcome. Thank you for letting me read for you. Joey, are you here, Joey? All right. Joey wants number 7 and tarot. Alrighty. Okay. Aw, yay! Okay, Joey. Number 7 and tarot. Okay. Guys, please don't forget to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It's a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass, Johnny 5 alive, need more input. I appreciate you. Where'd it go? Number 7. Okay. This message is for Joey. Joey. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, I don't wanna. You got the 10 of Cups in reverse. I don't wanna. Can we just flip it the other way and just go like this to it? The 10 of Cups in reverse is shattered dreams. That's domestic disharmony, disconnection, struggling relationships, broken family. That's like, I don't want it. I don't want to read it. Can we just flip it upside down? We'll just flip it this way. So this is saying that there was some sort of something that you had really high hopes for, something that you really, really loved, something that you really, really cherished, that you respected, that you came to an end. And it's like, it almost feels like you've given up. Did you give up? Like, have you given up on the idea of ever finding that happily ever after? Of ever finding that divine partner? You know, I feel like you might be a little bit jaded. I don't wanna. I want to read it this way. Can we just read it this way? Maybe it was supposed to come out like this, but I mean, it came out the way that it came out. So it's like, I got to be honest about it, but we'll read both of them. So if you're not heartbroken right now about some ish, then we're going to read this other side. Because, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Shattered dreams, I don't like it. Broken family, I don't like it. Domestic disharmony, don't like it. I don't want it. Don't want it. Disconnection, struggling relationships. Let's just turn it upside down. We're going to turn it upside down, okay? And we're going to read this as divine love and divine harmony. Because it is on the other side of the card. It's like on the other side of all that disappointment, and on the other side of all that fear, and on the other side of all of that hurt, there is divine love, there is harmony, there's blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams come true, family contentment, total love, support. That's permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. It's like just on the other side. It's like if you flip this card upside down, it's like it's everything that most humans ever dream of is on the other side of that feeling of fear, that feeling of rejection. It's like if we could stop focusing on that feeling of rejection and fear, then we can flip that frown upside down. Okay, we can flip this card from being, a complete disaster into being permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. But it's on the other side of it. I feel like it's on the opposite of whatever it is that you've been feeling right now. Like I feel like you've been feeling really discontent. Do you feel hope like there's no hope in ever finding it? I guarantee you there's hope, okay? I guarantee you there's hope. Like, it won't always be this way. It won't always be this way. And you know how I know that? Because can you think of a time that it wasn't this way right now? I mean, that's proof right there that it can't always be this way, right? I mean, there were times in my life that I never thought I was going to be okay, that I was hell bent on being miserable. Like, I was angry, completely, like, I was so angry, my soul was so hurt, I was so mad at everything, like mad at my friends and mad at God and mad at universe and mad at everything. Like, I was so resentful for the stuff that I had experienced, and I never thought I was going to be okay. Like, I seriously did not think that I would ever smile for reals ever again. And I guarantee you that it won't always be that way. Like, you've probably learned a lot from whatever this heartbreak is. Like, you're still in the process of picking out the lessons, of putting yourself back together. And there's definitely a lot of healing that needs to be done, but it is possible. It's there. That 10 of cups is there. That permanent contentment in the realm of the heart is there, but it's on the opposite spectrum of whatever it is that we've been focusing on, or whatever it is that we have our attention in right now. Like, manifestation happens by where our attention with intention. It's like, the more I focused on how bad my life was, the more my life was bad. Like, my life didn't change until I made the inner change inside myself. It's like everything happens from within. Like, from within, so without. As within, so without. Like, as a seed grows, like a tree doesn't just it isn't just a tree, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be planted, and from that inside of that seed, this sprout grows from the inside of it, not from outside in. It doesn't happen from outside in. It only happens from inside outwards. So change some of that inner dialogue. Like, if you have this, if you truly honestly believe that ain't nobody out there for you, then the universe will say, that is correct. Here's some more, ain't nobody out there for you. You know, just a little bit of inner dialogue, like the conversations, like they say universe, right? Like, uni, that's one, verse is talk. So self-talk is actually the encompassment of like our collective, of our consciousness, is the speech that we talk inside of ourselves. Self-talk, right, is the most important conversations that we have daily. Because when we truly believe something, like, I used to believe, like, all my friends are liars, they're all thieves, they're all liars, and the universe said, that is correct. Here's some more of, all of your friends are thieves and liars, and all I ended up doing was getting stolen from and used, right? And once I started changing my internal dialogue, I no longer have any of those people in my life. Like, I no longer have friends that are liars and thieves. Like, I no longer believe that. And the universe responds by giving me evidence to what it is that I believe. So that's why they always say, as within, so without. Like, we are reflections of what it is that we truly like. The universe doesn't care if we're like, oh, I'm the happiest person in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I deserve the best. And it's like, sure, that might come out of your mouth, but on the inside, you're like, I'm never gonna find nobody. Happiness is just not in my cards. Like, I seen um right here is like, uh so you've been telling you, perfectly dark, been telling you. So this is what you've been telling the universe. This is what you've been telling yourself and the universe. Okay. The universe doesn't be like, oh, they don't mean that, they mean the opposite of that, you know uh-uh it's going to say, that is correct. Here's some more of whatever it is that you are speaking into existence, speaking into yourself. Okay. That's why our self talk is the most important conversations that we have throughout the day is what we are talking to ourselves. Still 10 of cups, baby, right? It's still there. It's there. I just think it's that self-talk, man. Whatever it is, like you have some sort of belief system inside yourself that is not serving you what it is that you truly want. That you're speaking the opposite of what you want into existence. And yeah. So I hope that helps. I don't want to read it. I'm like, I don't wanna. uh, speak it to yourself. Self-talk, universe. And it might sound stupid at first, like that's how I first became sober, right? Like I'm recovered on purpose. And I just wanted to say that I was recovered on purpose and actually mean it. So I would go around saying it, I'm recovered on purpose, even as I was in active addiction, like, oh, I'm recovered on purpose in active addiction. It felt like I was completely lying my ass off, but I kept saying it. And guess what? I'm recovered on purpose. I kept saying, I don't smoke cigarettes. As I'm smoking a cigarette, I'd be smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes. You know what I mean? Almost like believing my own lie, and then it came into reality. It's like not necessarily fake it till you make it, but the more you keep saying it, the more you keep putting that energy into it, like the more you're going to be on that path. It's like that path becomes you become one with that path. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes as I'm smoking a cigarette, but I truly believed it because now I don't smoke cigarettes. Oh no, relapse. It don't matter how many times you get on that wagon as long as you get back on, man. And because one of these times it'll be the last, and that goes both directions. It'll be the last time that you ever fall off, or it'll be the last time that you ever had to get on, you know? Like I have a very special place in my heart for addicts and active addiction and addicts in recovery, and anybody that's never even been through it. Like, I have love for everybody, but all right, John's next. I understand it. I still have problems sometimes. There was like this illusion of power, of being important, of there's all kinds of illusions that came with addiction, man. And I understand. Hi, Jamie's Cowboys. Are you still here, John? Who's after John? All right. 11 and Oracle. Gotcha. This message is for John. Love you, little bro. Kick It with Jay, you're on the list, aren't you? Oh, Kick It is next. Okay, gotcha. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You got embrace solitude. Reflect deeply for survival. Keep your mind open as the answers reveal lessons in the quiet of introspection. And you got the desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncovered reflections and resilient survival. So it feels like there's going to be a lot. It's like almost fight or flight mode. You'll get a lot of answers in the space of silence. Like it's amazing the company that silence keeps. So don't try to engulf your time um, with other people and things and activities and outside sources of validation or like preoccupation. Like try to limit the noise, the world noise, the noise as much as possible, or maybe even wake up in the I call it blue world, like the time right before the sun comes up. It's like that's when most of the brain energy is sleeping. It's like most of the humans are sleeping, so there's not a lot of TVs and radio stations and phones and all of this frequencies that are going through the air. It's like it makes it a little bit easier to actually connect to divine source, to spirit, because there's not so much mumbo jumbo. Like even though we can't see it, it's constantly like we're being bombarded with all of these outside frequencies. So maybe make it a point to wake up right before the sunrise, before most humans are awake, to try to find the answers that you need inside of the silence that is provided. um Like you have survived 100% of every single one of the trials that you have been encountered with. And you will survive 100% of every single one of the encounters that you are still yet to be presented with. So don't lose faith in your resilience, like your ability to adapt and overcome. You are very, 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 you're like the smartest person I've ever met in my life. You might lack a little bit of street smarts, but you've definitely got a lot of that knowing, the universal knowing, and the book smarts. So don't deny your ability to thrive and overcome. All right, you will survive. Like if you've been worried about not being able to survive or not having the resources to maintain a certain level of satisfaction, you will be provided with everything that you need. It might not be everything that you want, but everything that you need and then some will be provided for you. And just have that knowing. Okay, just have that knowing. It's really hard for me not to pull more cards. Like I want to pull more more cards, but through one card, staying disciplined in myself, one card. I want to pull more. I just want to keep pulling them. All right, Kick It is next. Thank you so much, Goodman. Please go check out Goodman's mixes. Give Goodman a fala and a holla. I don't know if that's helpful, but you are a warrior. You're a survivor, right? And I know it might get tiring to just constantly have to fucking survive. It's like I don't want to survive. I want to thrive, not survive. You know, like I completely understand that. I completely understand it. All right, kick it. 11 and tarot. All right. And we'll go ahead and close the list out because we're already at 2 hours and 30 minutes. So um I'll put it on here. Let me see. Hold on. Goodman, do you want a card? Like all my moderators, you guys are automatically like you can have a card whenever, okay? All right, kick it. You want 11 and tarot. All right. Let's see. And you wanted 7? Number 7. Okay. It's all good. I get it. Kick it with Jay. About their dream. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got the 8 of Cups, which is the card of walking away. That's disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away or leaving behind. But you also have trying one more time. It's like you might try one more time. There's a lot of fear of loss here. I don't know if you've had loss before, but there might be loss. There might have been losses before in that area, but the card that you got was the 8 of Cups. So I don't know. Like that's a rough question to get that sort of answer for. Um, yeah, that's a card of leaving. So, and one thing that I know about like the souls of the babies that have come into the planet, like a lot of them don't end up making it because they vibrate so high. Like they are at such a high vibration, and in order to be born into this realm, they have to lower their vibration so drastically that most of them they try to maintain as high of a vibration as a vibration as they can, but then like our world doesn't accept that. Like they have to lower their vibration so low um that it's hard for them to maintain who they are and still be born into this world. Most of the time when there is complications in pregnancies, it's because of the soul of the child vibrates too high for this dense ass low vibrational planet. um, but there will be like another attempt at that. But the card that came out, like, I mean, I have to be real, with what came out, and it came out with disappointment and um walking away, withdrawal, and escapism. So that's really um I want to pull more. I want to pull more cards, but that doesn't mean that that's the end. Um because it does say try one more time. Trying one more time. And there's definitely a fear of loss here, and I mean that's completely understandable. I would definitely do some research on like the frequency of the babies that are being born into the planet, and um like why miscarriages happen, why they end up not making it through like Dolores Cannon and um, some of those like really, really in tuned spiritual guides that we've been blessed with. I've heard a lot about that. That's the same reason why a lot of us have really, really high blood pressure, is because we vibrate so high that our bodies can almost not handle our soul. So um, I hate to draw that card for you on such an important question there. But I wouldn't let it completely disrupt your hope. All right, don't ever let it like disrupt your hope. Just keep trying. Okay. Tanya, Miss T, hi, beautiful. Yeah, I do feel better. And I'm sorry, Kike. I'm sorry that that card came out. I was definitely hoping for something way better than that. That was a rough one to read. And like your dream could definitely be them on the other realm, like contacting you. Like we get we get contacted by our soul family in dreams. So it's definitely from the other realm, and it's definitely part of your soul family, your soul tribe, um, reaching out to you. So I wouldn't be completely discouraged, um, but it might take a few attempts, and I feel like there's already been some attempts. So, and if that's the case, if there has been a loss in that area, then it is still that same soul that's trying to figure out how to be at the right level of vibration to be born into this planet. They haven't quite figured it out yet. Yeah, I feel much better. Like that, it took me out for a couple weeks. It felt like I'm sending you a hug, kick it. I'm giving you a hug. All right, who's next? Go check out Tanya's channel. Go check out Miss T's channel. She's got a dedication channel to Phil, her transitioned loved one, and she goes on all these amazing adventures in Washington, and Washington is absolutely beautiful. Jamie, okay. Jamie, you are next. Jamie. $11 and tarot. Well, I mean, you gotta feel some sort of way, otherwise you wouldn't be asking the question, right? There's obviously some sort of something there. Being neutral is actually a good thing though, because that means that either way they can't trigger you. So if like you try to be friends with this person or you try to have a reconciliation with them and you are neutral, like Sweden, like you're cool with or you're cool without, then they won't be able to trigger you, whatever the response is. So that's actually a good place to be, is neutral. All right, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Page of Swords. So there might be some sort of communication for sure with the Page of Swords here. But it might be it's the Page of Swords in reverse. So it could be very deceptive communication, or there might be ulterior motives behind it. But there's definitely like they're more talk and not action. It's like they might like reach out for like you might come together for a very brief period, but it feels like there is some sort of emotional manipulation behind it, or like there is definitely some sort of not not complete like authenticity, like they might wait until you're having something bad happen to you to reach out, or like they'll, I don't know, like they might be looking for an open door of opportunity, um and it could be like it's not very thought out. Like if they do reach out, like it's not going to be like, oh, they have this message and they've been waiting to talk to you, and like, oh my god, they're super, like they're going to be very jumbled and not know what to do. It's like it's going to still feel disconnected. Like it just is going to be awkward. There's like awkward communication. But I do feel like they keep an eye on you. With the Page of Swords in reverse, is like they do keep an eye on you. They do check in to see what you've got going on. They might have a burner account or something that they watch you from. Um, Yeah, but it says deception, manipulation, all talk, haste, haphazard action, and self expression. So this person is very, like, they're very more concerned about um what they've got going on, what their perception is, like how they feel about the situation, what you did to them. Like there's actual like no real um give and take equal, like reciprocity. Um, it's kind of like a more of a shallow, opportunist type connection. Um, and definitely, while there's still that awkward feeling, like if you still feel awkward about talking to them or talking with them, and you feel that they could make you spiral into any sort of emotional roller coaster, then I would definitely keep your distance from them, because it does feel like the communication that they will have will be deceptive. They might be just telling you everything that you want to hear instead of being completely honest. Like, that's a form of deception. um, they could be playing a pity party, telling you all the bad thing that's happened to them to make you feel sorry for leaving them, or make you feel sorry for, make you feel some sort of way about like your non-communication. That is also a form of deception. Like, they are trying to guilt trip you into feeling some sort of way. But I do feel that there will be um that there will be it's just not authentic. It's not authentic, wholehearted communication. It's like deceptive and shallow, and not give and take communication. Who all blocked you? I got blocked before, and it completely changed my life. So I don't know. I I don't know. I got blocked before, and it brought me to where I'm at right now in my journey. Sometimes it is a blessing, even though we don't see it in the moment. And like, I know that when it happened to me, I was heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. I was disturbed. I was angry. I was vicious. I was heartbroken. But if it wouldn't have been for that, like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So, yeah. And if you still feel weird, then I wouldn't, but that place of I mean, but is the weird coming from fear of the unknown, or is it just actual like uncomfortable weirdness? Because there's some people that I would love to talk to, even though it's probably completely awkward. It'd be completely awkward at first. Like, I would love to have conversations with some people. So I hope that's helpful. And thank you for your subscription. I won't block you over here unless you're like, you got to have a really good reason. Like, I don't just block people for. Sometimes it's hard to unplug, man. Like, I've unplugged myself, like, but I don't know if I truly have. Like, I've unplugged my actions and whatnot, but there's some things, like, there's sometimes it just don't go away. And I don't know how to make stuff go away. I tried. Yeah, I got my first real troll, and I blocked them. I got destroy tarot or something, and I actually ended up having to block them. But for the most part, I try to keep the blocking to a minimum, because I want people to have their own, like, freedom of speech, self-expression. Like, constructive criticism is cool with me. Like, trolls are cool with me. Like, there ain't no such thing as bad publicity. Haters make you famous, so like, it is what it is. But yeah, I got a troll. I actually celebrated. I was like, woohoo! My first troll. It's like, all right. It reminded me of the time, like, one time back in the day, me and my ex-boyfriend, like, when I used to hitchhike and whatnot, like, we were flying a sign on the side of the road, and we were flying this sign, and this lady come down, and she was so mad. She's all screaming and yelling at us, "F you!" Flipping us off. And like, me and my boyfriend both looked at each other at the time, and we are like, woohoo! Like, yes! Like, thank you so much. Like, you totally made our day. Like, we completely flipped her frown upside. She was like not expecting that whatsoever. She's like, what? What do you mean? Like, she just came at us with so much animosity and hate, and like we celebrated the hell out of it. We were like, yes, thank you, woohoo! And she's just like, she just shook her head and smiled and drove away. All right, so Julie Bully's next. Do you want a card, Goodman? Julie Bully or Siva? If Siva's still here, do you want a card? Anybody? Any of my mods? Yeah, keep me updated. And welcome to the sanctuary. So Julie Bully. All right. My favorite Oracle deck. I like this one. I think it's cute. And number 19. All right, gotcha. Tanya, you didn't want a card? Okay, Goodman. I know it's so weird, I help support my other friends or whatever, and like I never know what to ask tarot readings anymore. Like I remember I would dude, there was a day that I would have given my left freaking leg for a tarot reader to give me a free card. And now I'm like, I'm good. I don't know. Pay it forward. Give it to someone else. Please go give Goodman a follow and a holla. He does so much for the tarot community. Gotta give back to Goodman. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Painting the roses red. Covering up errors. Are you sweeping something underneath the rug? You sweeping it underneath the rug, painting the roses red? Something that you don't want to talk about, or you're like, okay, well, if they don't ask, then I'm just not going to say. They're or letting somebody else think that they did it when they didn't do it, or somebody doing that to you. But you got painting the roses red, covering up errors, be sweeping it underneath the rug. You can't sweep it underneath the rug, okay? What's done in the dark will always come to light. Or somebody else is doing that, trying to blame you. They're trying to blame you even though they did it. I don't know, that's a weird message. Or putting on rose-colored glasses, trying to ignore red flags, things that we know we've seen it. You're like, no, I know I seen that. Like, you can't gaslight me into thinking that didn't exist. All right. Somebody could be trying to gaslight you. It's hard to read for you guys because I know you guys. Like, it's easy for me to read for, like I just let the divine energy come in. But when it comes to like y'all, I know y'all on a personal level. So I'm like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say that. Like, I can't read tarot for myself. I don't read tarot for myself. But I can read tarot perfectly fine for perfect strangers all day long. No problem. Resonates. Boop, like that. Get downloads. Boop, like that. But then people, she's the one that broke the laptop. Oh, yes. Hand toweling it, huh? Drip drying? Shake it off. Like this, Tanya. Get it flapping. Move the arms. Start flapping like this. Shake it off. I don't know. But you're painting the roses red. Don't paint the roses red. It's a weird message to get. Shake it off. Shake it off. Do you want a card, Tanya? Right? Purple. Covering something up like it's like wrapping up a piece of turd and saying it's a Snickers bar or something. Or you got a Snickers turd? All right. Pick a number between 1 and 22, and do you want a tarot or an oracle? And who came in here? The official ambassador. Hi. Oracle. All right. And what number? Uh, 2. That's my favorite number. That's my birthday number. My birthday's on the 2nd, and I'm a master number 22. And if I have to pick a number, people are like, oh, choose between this and this. It's like usually a 2. 2 or 22. The more twos you put together, the better. I'm like, ooh, 2, 2, 2. Ooh, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Ooh. Love you, John. All right, 1, 2. Duality dance. So seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself. Study as you go. Navigate with patience and resilience, trusting in your inner strength to guide you through life's twists and turns. Seeking balance amidst the chaos. Sometimes it's hard to find that peace, like that grounded, like centered peace with all of the noise. There's so much noise. And like we like to preoccupy ourselves so that we distract ourselves from ourselves, you know? Like we like to search out, company and go to places where there's people and go do this and go do that and occupy all of our time with doing so that we don't have to actually sit with ourselves in the silence. It's like some people have a really, really hard time sitting with their own silence. Like, always have to have some sort of stimulation or noise. They say that people that sleep with the TV on is because they're used to having company. That's that surrounded by noise. Um, so you're having issues finding the comfort in your solitude and being comfortable in the silence. It's like grasping onto any sort of outside stimulation. I don't like being surrounded by people either. But there's that duality dance. So seeking balance amidst the chaos and finding harmony within yourself. The CPAP machine. Well, you can still turn it on. You could turn it on and you can sleep next to his shirt that you have. You said you have his shirt, and you can turn on the CPAP machine. And I know that it's not the same. And nobody, like, there is absolutely no time limit for grieving. Okay. There are no rules to it. There's no, oh, well, you should be over it by now. Like, F that. You are allowed to be in your grieving process as long as you need, for however long you need to. Okay. Um, but it's also finding balance in still maintaining in the world, like, you're still here, you know. He might not be here with you physically, but he's still here with you spiritually. And um I guarantee you, like, he's encouraging you to still be you, to still do the things that you enjoy doing as a partner, to still go and do the things that you enjoy doing as a partner with him still. Like, you're not any less of a partner. Like, you're still a partner, you're still his partner. Okay, you're not anything less just because he's not on this plane of existence. And you might be needing to find that balance of being in a couple, like, you always did things together. So it's like now you're trying to find who you are in yourself, but that doesn't mean that you are any less of the couple that you were. Okay, like, you're still a couple spiritually. You're just in this realm of 3D as self. So you're learning to encompass your your couple with yourself, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's because you've been so used to being like, that's been your identity, like, you and Phil, that's your identity. You've been a couple. um and just because he's not on this plane doesn't doesn't make it any less of your identity still. It's just finding that balance between the realm of the spiritual realm and the mundane realm. Finding the balance of still finding pleasure in doing the mundane things. um Things that you enjoyed doing with him, but now you no longer enjoy because he's not here. um Trying to find the joy in still doing those things even though he's not here in the 3D realm, if that makes sense. It goes by so fast. Like, it's crazy how fast time comes and goes sometimes. Yeah, you guys were very, very, like, I could see it in your videos, like how joyous, you guys were in each other's company, and how adventurous. And um all of those things are still present. They're still you. That is still you. Because they were you before. They were you with the we, and they're still you with just the me. And I'm hugging you. mm, it's okay to turn on the CPAP machine, and anybody who tries to tell you otherwise can go F themselves. Hi, Alban. All right. Well, I think those were all of the messages that I had for everybody. So thank you guys so much for being here. I know you just got here, Alban. I appreciate you showing up. I hope that helped everybody that participated. And um, until next time, be good to yourselves and to others always and always. Okay. And spread that unconditional love out to the ley lines of the planet. We really need it. Okay. Good night, y'all.